Lord, wake us up. Breathe life into these bones, enough to make our systems go. Bring us into new life, into true life. Bring us into new life, into true life. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're ineffective without your spirit. Whoa, 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 whoa. So fill us up now, we wanna feel it.
You know, there's people out there these days that claim to be atheists.
Correction. We don't just claim to be atheists. We're not trying to fool you. We are atheists.
For we are many.
Claim to be naturalists, claim to, be people that deny, don't believe in God, aren't interested in the question of God.
Oh, I'm interested in the question of God. If there's some sort of super being out there that created everything, I definitely want to know. The problem is that I see no evidence for one, especially your particular God. But please don't mistake not believing in your God as disinterest in the topic.
And I really believe most of these people adopt these worldviews not because they have any good reason to, but just because it's cool, it's fashionable, it's in. It's easy to fit in because other people are following these views.
You belong to a faith that has over 1 billion followers. You likely go to a place of worship, which is filled with others who believe as you do. But we're the ones following our views because others are following those views. Yeah, right. I also have over 200 videos outlining why I don't believe in God. Pretending like atheists haven't provided solid reasons not to believe in your God is disingenuous at best. As for being the cool in thing, there are currently 13 countries where you could be given the death penalty for being an atheist. All of them Muslim-majority countries. In many other places, like Bangladesh, you can be dragged from your place of business and hacked to pieces for blasphemy. Not that this barbarity is reserved just for atheists. You could be killed for campaigning on behalf of the LGBT+ community, or for belonging to a minority religious group. Even in secular countries, atheists are often surrounded by religious people. They often live in a society where religion is given a privileged status, and where they're told by superstitious preachers like you that we have no reason to live, no reason or way of telling right from wrong, or that the only way to live a happy, meaningful life is to believe in your God and your dogma. Despite all these personal and societal pressures, despite religiously motivated fear tactics, shaming, and sometimes outright violence, these people don't believe in your God or any other God.
And also, if you think about it, it goes in hand with other worldviews such as that of materialism. I mean, if you're very materialistic in nature and you're focused on, you define yourself by what you possess from a material perspective and what you can possess in the future, if that's what you're focused on, the material, then obviously it's going to be difficult for you to think about anything else.
Yeah, because atheists are the ones valuing material possessions. We're consumed by material possessions. It's why we live in golden palaces and demand other people give up a percentage of their income to sustain us. And it's atheists who are building $100 billion holy structures to our non-faith. I definitely see where you get the idea that we're the ones focused on material wealth and define ourselves using that wealth. It's completely justified.
Think about some of the more pressing questions that human beings ask, such as, who am I? Where have I come from? What's my purpose? Where am I going? Who created me? Who sent me? Who put me here?
We ask those questions. We just don't make up magical answers to those questions.
Everything that exists is an accidental byproduct of random physical, cold processes and stuff that's been taking place over God knows how many millions of years, right? Therefore, everything that's emerged is an accident, including yourselves and myself. We're an accident. Our lives are an accident. And when we die, we will just die and we will leave. And if this is the case, then where is the purpose? Where is the ultimate purpose in life? Now, you may claim purpose. You may say, well, my purpose is to be a doctor, an engineer, do charity work. All good and well. You can give yourself purpose. But this is not your ultimate purpose.
You just answered your own question. You can give your life purpose. What the hell is ultimate purpose? If I fill my life with multiple purposes, big and small, what would stop me from claiming that collection of purposes and values as my ultimate purpose? Why would some cosmic entity be better qualified to define my purpose than I would be?
Take value, for example. We value things. We give different value to different things. So human beings, for example, if it was between myself as a human being and this book, if someone was to destroy one of these and you had to vote, I'm sure most of the same people out there would vote that the book be destroyed and myself. And if you were asked as to why, you would say, well, you're a human being, you're more complex, you're living, you have this, that, and the other. The book is just a material book. But again, on atheism and naturalism, if we really think about it, what's the difference?
Consciousness. That's the difference. Like, holy hell, I can't believe this has to be explained to you. The book isn't capable of experiencing love, pain, hate, guilt, shame, or anything else for that matter. If I burn the book, it's not going to scream in anguish or suffer. It doesn't have family that mourn its loss. I wouldn't be robbing it of the potential to have conscious experiences for years to come. It's a freaking object, and you're trying to compare it to a conscious entity, namely us. Also, once you justify killing people, they can use that same justification to kill you. I have no interest in living in a society that regards killing me in the same way as it would destroying a book.
What is the difference? Because I am just a rearrangement of material matter, physical stuff, and so is the book. We're just a different rearrangement of matter. If you now bring in these ideas such as, oh, you're conscious, you're living, you're complex, these are things that you're just introducing. Why assume these principles that you're bringing into play here?
We're introducing them because they're true. The only thing I can be absolutely sure of is that I'm having a conscious experience. The nature of that experience could be questioned, but that I'm experiencing something can't be. Yet you want to dismiss the very thing we can be sure of in favor of something we can't?
And I really believe there's many people out there, who, for one reason or the other, have adopted these worldviews, but now they are experiencing some of these implications. They're actually living with them. This existential crisis that they're going through. Who am I? Where have I come from? If you look at some of these forums online, you can see some of the people that adopt these worldviews are really depressed, very anxious. They try to drink away their problems.
And that has nothing to do with constant societal pressures being exerted by people like you, saying that they have no ultimate purpose and so forth. You grow up in a society where you're being told there's only one correct way of thinking about something. When you find someone who doesn't, you find it surprising that they might feel anxious or troubled. For example, most of us are taught that we will live on after death. Some people don't believe that, but they have very few support systems that they can turn to that are able to help them through the death of a loved one. Of course, they're more likely to struggle with their feelings when it comes to death and dying. You also make it sound as if depression and substance abuse only happen within atheist communities. You don't think there are people who turn to drinking because they're afraid of hell, or afraid that their family will find out that they don't believe in your deity and will shun them because of it? You don't think your religion drives people to feel depressed over their sexual orientation or for any deviation in thinking outside of the religious norm? Stop pretending as though your video is fueled by concern for atheists. Anyhow, that about wraps up my response to this video. However, I do have one more thing to run by you. A friend of mine has found themselves facing tough times. She made a short video explaining it better than I could. And although I usually don't promote individual causes on this channel, I hope that you'll take the next minute and a half and listen to her story. Thanks for watching. Take care and cheers.
I don't really know any good way to start this, so I'm just going to come right out and say it. We need help. We need to move. A couple weeks ago, we were shown messages from the landlord claiming that the place was being shut down and everybody was about to be evicted. So far, there hasn't been any official eviction notice, which means we have more time than we initially thought, but honestly, we still need to move. Even discounting how difficult it is for me to record with paper-thin walls and other people here, the place just isn't safe. There are outlets so loose that they melt cords. There are visible gaps where the walls and ceiling connect to each other, and there's a weak board in the bathroom, and that's just naming a few of the things inside. Outside, we can only use one door at all, and even that porch, the stairs aren't in good condition, but at least they exist. We even had to rig a light just to be able to see to come and go through the front door at night, because there was nothing here. We have a fundraiser going on that would cover the initial costs to get a house. The link to that is going to be in the description as well as a pinned comment. But even if we don't reach the full goal, just getting a couple thousand would open up far more possibilities than we have right now. I understand that not everybody can donate. I mean, I see a lot of these things when I have no ability to help out either. If you have the ability to donate a little, or even could just spread the word so that maybe others can, it would be greatly appreciated.